Neil, finally out of London in the UK. Let's make this full screen so everyone can see you guys. Thank you guys so much for sitting down with me. We've known each other for about a year now, but it's been super exciting what you guys are up to. Talk about it. Before we talk about what you're up to now, just go around quickly. I mean, there's two of you right now, but who you are, what you play, and who else is in the band who's not sitting down right now.
I'm Margarita, I'm the singer.
I'm Dan, I'm the guitar player, and the other people aren't here, so they're not bored.
That's how a band works, right?
We have our bass player guitar and our drummer Tom.
That's great. So, I got a hold of you guys last summer when I heard your 2012 EP, which was just self-titled, right?
Yeah.
We got to talk about that for a couple of minutes because first it was 4 songs, and for me, what was so cool about it right off the bat was it's super marketable because it's got that great sense of pop hooks and whatever. And I don't know what the hell you're thinking about doing, but every time I listen to one of those guitar solos, I'm thinking not pop rock. I'm thinking something a little heavier.
Yeah, totally. We think heavy. I don't know. I think it's we definitely write like what we think is quite heavy music.
Gotcha.
But I think we just love so much kind of pop rock and stuff that it kind of just bleeds in.
I mean, it's funny because typically pop rock is a particular sound and whatever, and certainly the vocals and the vocal melodies and the hooks are pop in the sense that they're really catchy. You find yourself thinking about it, and then you get to the guitar solo and you're like, this is not something that you would hear in a normal pop song on the radio. It's something you hear on an alternative rock station, or a hard rock station, which is so interesting.
We don't even think about it, to be honest, at all. We just like guitar solos and we like hooky melodies, and that's what we write. I don't think we ever even started to think about it until other people started saying to us, why do you do this and why do you do that? And we're just like...
Well, I mean, it's unique. I mean, it's not normal, which is great, that's fantastic.
We don't really ever trying to be normal, but then we're not trying to be different.
Dan's not trying to be normal.
I failed. Tried too hard. Failed. But I don't know.
Who wants to be normal? I mean...
Yeah, there's loads of... And people, obviously, things go around in trends. At one point, everyone wants a guitar solo. And the next minute, nobody wants to hear a guitar solo. And that's kind of... The industry's a bit like that. But I do know what you mean in terms of... But we grew up in a time as well where every song had a guitar solo. I don't know, in the 90s, I feel like...
Oh, well, yeah. It's so weird. Because, well, when you think about it, 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever kind of style of music was in vogue, I mean, whether it was heavy metal or 70s classic rock, it still had that guitar solo kind of interlude. And now I see what you're saying. It's not really in vogue anymore, but I miss it. Maybe that's me being old. I don't know. Maybe that's it.
If we could be old in our 20s, but
we're gonna bring it back.
Yeah, like at the end of the day,
I would be thrilled. I would be thrilled if you brought it back.
I think new metal came, and everyone was like, oh, okay, it's not cool anymore to play guitar solo. And now I talk to people in the industry, like I was talking to a guy, a singer in quite a big band that we know well, and he was saying like, yeah, you guys should just stop doing guitar solos, and like, I bet you'd get signed like immediately to a major, because it's just like, now like it's not trendy, and I was just like, I don't care. Do you know what I mean?
And the thing is like, do you want, first of all, before even without going into all the intra politics of the industry about major labels versus is it worth it, is it not, all that crap, do you really want to do anything in life if you have to compromise what you're doing, especially as an artist? It's like someone saying, oh, that book would be great if you just totally cut off this entire end. And you're like, well, but that's what I really like about it, I don't get it. I mean, I don't get it.
Any art that you put out there, though, I think, and I'm sure every great novelist probably did have someone say to them, you should cut this chapter, you should cut that subplot.
Or every painter. I'm sure everyone looked at Jackson Pollock going, yeah, why don't you paint real pictures,
Yeah. And he said, no, I don't care. And I think that's what makes you an artist at a certain point, is having the strength in your convictions and just doing what you want to do.
Well, so there are a couple of things I really want to talk about because I was super excited. The first thing is that you guys did, I think it was back in the springtime. You did a cool tour of Japan. Was that in the springtime?
Yes. Last November we're going back.
It was in the winter time.
I edited that video. Came out in spring. Just
Okay.
because I had to do it myself, and it took me like 4 months to actually make that video. But we had a Japan tour video come out in spring.
That's great. But so tell me, I mean, so how did you go? I mean, you guys are not anywhere near Japan, at least geographically.
Yeah.
How did you get that kind of thing set up? I mean, just the logistics of finding a fan base and setting up a tour halfway across the world with a language barrier. It isn't like, oh, yeah, I think we'll just go to Canada, which is like, all right, they all speak English, you know.
It was ridiculous luck.
Yeah. Somebody posted it on like a blog.
On 2chan, it's called. Like they have like I think it's their 4chan, but like
Right.
it's a forum, and we don't because our bass player is Japanese user.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it always helps when you have someone who's familiar with a culture or.
Totally, but he didn't do really anything. We put the video up, all of us, obviously.
Right.
And he was like, he's here. And then someone just, I think, saw it on YouTube or something and was like, because I don't know, we had like covers up or something at some point. But someone saw it basically and saw that there was a Japanese guy in the band and so posted it on this like forum in Japan, which is huge, and said like, hey, look, Japanese band with Japanese.
Well, I mean, in terms of particular industries, you know, East Asian, like Korea and Japan, are really actually known for that really kind of rabid fan base, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is why you see so many like heavy metal bands going out to Japan now because the way the dynamic is like so intense. America and the UK could benefit from people like that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I wish we had more people like that here.
Yeah. They're still a bit. I think we used to be like that. We used to buy an album and go home and just spend an hour and listen to it. You know what I mean? But just nobody does that anymore.
No, well, I mean, my parents did it, but you know, it's a generation ago.
I think even the buy the album part is like pretty much been dropped by most of us. But over there, well, anyway, getting back to the story, I think we got about 20,000 YouTube hits in 2 days.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, for an unsigned band that doesn't put any money into PR, no money into press, to suddenly get that was like, we didn't know what was going on at all. We got loads of comments and they were all Japanese. That's kind of how we knew what was happening.
It's like you got to sit there with Google Translate.
Yeah, exactly. We were like, is this a good one? Is this a bad one? We were calling YouTube and just being like, dude, we just got a new comment. Do they like it? But he then found this like thread. And there were people on there saying, like, who is this band? Who are these people? Kind of stuff.
Wow, that's so cool.
I'm just saying, like, hey, I'm the bass player from this band. Like, thanks so much, everyone. And then, like, I think a promoter that was over there just, like, direct messaged him and said, I want you guys to come and play a gig. And
that's amazing. That's great. So, I mean, it's so rare for that to happen.
Oh,
you know, even I mean, just the luck of that is fantastic. I mean, that's so cool. There's no other words for it.
It was awesome, and just getting to go there, and like you say, we thought we would go and play these gigs, and nobody would come as well, because like in the UK, you might get hits on the internet, but that's very, very different to selling tickets to shows.
Oh, same is true in the States. Same is true in Canada. It's true in most of Western Europe, the Western world.
Totally.
It has that same kind of dynamic.
But that doesn't mean they're going to spend money and time and come out and watch you.
Exactly.
We went to Kyoto, Osaka, Tokyo, 2 shows, and Sapporo. And just even, I think if we played 2 shows in London a day apart, we probably wouldn't have a lot of people in that second show. But people came to the second show.
That's so cool. So let me ask a question. So you guys, let's move to the other. You guys have a new EP out, right? Okay, and the Stranger Just the Same, right? And that has what, 4 or 5 songs on it? Four again, right? And that came out super recently, like in the past, was it?
Just the 28th of July.
Oh, so like in the past couple of weeks, it's only been out for a couple of weeks now. Have you guys gotten any sort of responses to that? Because I listened to, I mean, the single that came off of it was great, and I think it came out with a video.
Yeah.
You did a music video for that too. So how's been the response to that? Because it's kind of like this sophomore effort kind of a thing,
No, it's been awesome. Like really good. We got loads of like reviews and stuff. I think because we've
Yes, like we get a review almost every like second day.
yeah.
That's
Like,
fantastic.
which is crazy to us as well because obviously we've done stuff and we've done a tour and like we played with a couple of big bands and like I remember when we put out the first EP, when you got in contact with us saying like, hey, I like your EP, I want to review it. I was like, how the hell did this guy hear our EP?
Well, in all fairness, okay, in all fairness, I spend all my time doing this. It's like social life, okay, over there, and then this is what I spend all my time doing. So I'm a bit of a nut that way. But
Yeah.
I have to assume there are other people out there like that who run
Yeah,
blogs, who run radio shows, who are in the industry, which is so cool because sometimes it is just all about bringing those people together, and music that they like, and hey, my friends in this band, go check it out. My brother's in this band, go check it out. That's how it works. That's the best part about this.
Yeah. There's definitely been a lot more word of mouth, I think, for this one. Just people have heard us. A few people know
We
who we
played
are.
on Kerrang and so on.
Yeah, we managed to
That
get
was
it
cool.
on like an unsigned radio show. I don't know if you know Kerrang in the States.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I'm familiar with the name Kerrang. We don't have really the publication here, but I'm familiar with it.
It's probably the only rock one that's really like stood its ground and is still hanging in there in the UK.
Yeah.
People still buy this. It's a weekly as well.
Yeah, well, it's like there's the monthly in the U.S. is alternative press, but it's so it's great for what it is, but it's like so commercial. Half of it is like all advertisements for Vans shoes or Converse or Fender or whatever, and it's just like you're reporting on Paramore, and these like the new bands get like a little blurb like this big, and
a lot of the time have to take a paid out just to get in the magazine.
Yeah.
A lot of that goes on. They make their money, however they can.
That's so we have a few minutes left. I don't want to run this too long because I want to do another one. But what do you guys have in store like for the next few months, for like the fall, the autumn? What do we have coming up with you guys?
Well, we've got a video coming up this week.
Probably this week. We're
Cool.
just talking to someone about when we're going to premiere it, but could be even the next 24 hours. We'll be releasing a new video for the second track on this EP.
So tell everyone what the second track is, so they can go hit up YouTube and find it.
It's called Gone, and you won't find it
You
unless you
won't
buy the
find it,
video
it's
right now.
Not what? Wait, but see, this is going to go up in a few days, so it may be around when it goes up.
So you may well find
You
Gone.
can find it.
Just look for Gone then, you'll probably find it. It's a really cool video and it's very different. Like, definitely very different to what you'd see from a new band. It's not just a bunch of people standing in a room playing instruments.
Oh, see, now I got to go watch it.
Oh, well, you'll get to see it.
All right, fantastic. So you have a new video coming out,
Yeah.
and do you have like tour dates scheduled for the UK or for Europe?
We're doing a UK tour in 2 days. We start. We're going all over the UK. In like London, we're doing about 1,500 miles in 8 days. 8
Wow.
shows.
That's
It's gonna be
amazing.
It's
That's
our
fantastic.
first UK tour as well. We've never done like a big.
You
we
did
played, like-
Japan before you did the UK.
Exactly. We went all over.
Some might call you guys overachievers, but
It was just the UK is just it's just so much like we had to do it. Do you know what I mean? We had to go out and book the shows and like set it all up. Whereas Japan just came to us and said, "Here's a tour."
yeah, it's sometimes the irony is that in the business, sometimes it's easier to set up shows farther away because you can find places where there's maybe a little less competition. Sometimes, and the UK is a super competitive market, right?
So is Japan. Don't get us wrong. Japan is incredibly competitive. There's so many good Japanese bands, but there just is money there. If you play a show, people will come. They will buy tickets. You don't have to be a big name necessarily. Not that we're probably a bigger name there than we are in the UK even now. But like, whereas here we did have to like be a bit more clever and like spend time and book the right shows with the right people and that kind of stuff. It was
But in the end, it's all about good experiences, and you learn something from everything.
Totally.
Yeah.
So
The next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna start looking around and make an album.
that's fantastic, and we're going to talk more about that, but next time. But next time. So before we head out, tell everyone where they can find Heel Stuff all the time. Where can I check you guys out all the time?
Well, Underground Takeover.
Underground Takeover, and you guys got Facebook, Twitter. So tell everyone where we can find those sites.
all our handles on everything are Heel London. HeelLondon, one word. If you Google that, you'll find us, or you can go to heelband.com.
And you guys have YouTube and all that kind of stuff, which great videos.
Twitter,
Facebook, Heel
YouTube,
London.
Facebook.
All the normal stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for sitting down with Underground Takeover. This has been Adam the Underground in the Pit interviews with Heel. Peace.